As you step into our commercial fishing exhibits, you're immediately transported to the waterfront. The creaky floorboards, the whitewashed walls, were all designed to give a sense of an old cannery building. Some of the topics that we cover in this space is the early canning industry and the commercial fisheries, the gill netting, the troll fishing, and the seining. There are 5 species of salmon that inhabit our water, but it was the sockeye that was the targeted or preferred species that resulted in the fishery that we have today. It was preferred for several reasons, specifically for the British market. Its oily texture, bright color, and it's remained quite firm when it went through the canning process. So at one time, our coast was dotted by a number of canneries that were located very close to the fishing grounds. Gill netters were the initial methods. Gill net boats were small wooden rowboats powered either by oar or by sail, and you would pull the line in by hand. Initially, the fishers were predominantly First Nations, and it was only a little bit later on as the industry progressed that there was European Canadians and later on Japanese fishermen who joined the fishing fleet. The other early type of fishery was trolling, or its origins came from hand lining. We have on display an example of an early hand liner boat. You can see the gear is very minimal, a bit of line, a few lures, and some oars, and that was how many people made their living. In particular, this style of fishery was pretty predominant in the Depression era, and at Cape Mudge we're known as having a very large hand lining camp where the mostly out-of-work men lived on the beach and then spent their time fishing. Seining was really the type of fishery that took over. Initially, seines were cast from the beach and then pulled in, but then as motorized boats came into play, the larger seine boats came into use. There were a number of canneries up and down our coast, but the one that's closest to Campbell River, of course, is the cannery at Quathiaski Cove. We have a number of artifacts that relate to this cannery and specifically to the cannery owner. W.E. Anderson and his family and later his grandchildren would spend much of their year living in the cove and managing the cannery. One of my favorite things in this particular case is a small wooden sailboat that actually was made by the cannery's boatsmith, a Japanese boat builder named Atagi, as a gift for one of W.E. Anderson's grandsons.